If you are over 45 and your blood pressure is still high despite cutting sodium, there is something your doctor may not have told you. For the majority of adults in that group, salt restriction alone is not the most important step. That is not my opinion. That is what the DASH trials, some of the most cited cardiovascular research in the last 30 years, actually found. The researchers discovered that a specific combination of three minerals working together consistently outperformed salt restriction alone in reducing systolic blood pressure. That's the top number. So the question isn't just what you're eating too much of, it's what your arteries are not getting enough of. Today, I'm showing you those three minerals, the real clinical research behind each one, and a single breakfast swap that delivers all three before you leave the house. But stay with me, because one of the most common healthy breakfast staples is actively working against all of this. I'll tell you exactly what it is and why in about 4 minutes. Most of us have been taught to think about blood pressure as a volume problem, too much fluid in the pipes, so we cut the salt. It makes sense on the surface, but for most of us as we age, the more accurate framing is a resistance problem. Your arteries are not passive pipes. They are living muscular tubes wrapped in what's called smooth muscle. That muscle has one job: contract and relax. When the system works, your arteries are flexible. When it doesn't, they stay locked in a low-level state of contraction. Think of it like driving with your emergency brake halfway up. You can press the accelerator as hard as you want, but you are wearing out the system because the tension is never released. This state has a clinical name: increased peripheral vascular resistance. To release that brake, your body needs the mineral synergy. The first mineral is potassium. Think of it as the biological antidote to sodium. Inside virtually every cell in your body, there is a constant exchange called the sodium-potassium pump. When sodium accumulates in your cells, fluid follows it, and pressure rises. Potassium is the exit sign. It signals your kidneys to flush that excess sodium out through your urine. But here is where most people get it wrong. They reach for one banana and think the job is done. A landmark 2013 meta-analysis published in the BMJ, which pooled data from 33 randomized trials, confirmed that increased potassium significantly reduces systolic blood pressure. However, the World Health Organization suggests we need approximately 3,500 milligrams a day to see those results. A medium banana gives you about 400. One piece of fruit is a start, but it's not enough to counterbalance a lifetime of sodium on its own. Mineral 2, the master relaxer, magnesium. If potassium is the pump, magnesium is the signal that tells the muscle to let go. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions, but its most critical job for your heart is regulating how calcium moves in and out of those smooth muscle cells. Calcium entering a cell is the signal to contract. Magnesium's job is to push that calcium back out so the muscle can relax. When magnesium is low, the muscle stays clenched. Your arterial wall stays tight. It's the same mechanism behind a leg cramp or an eye twitch, but happening invisibly inside your blood vessels. A 2016 meta-analysis in the journal Hypertension reviewed 34 trials and found that magnesium supplementation produced statistically significant reductions in blood pressure. Yet data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey shows that nearly 48% of the population isn't getting enough magnesium from their food. Mineral 3, the signal, calcium. Now wait, I just said calcium triggers contraction. So why is calcium the third pillar? It's about balance. When you get calcium from whole food sources, it supports vascular health. Provided your magnesium levels are also adequate, they work as a team. Calcium fires the signal and magnesium clears it. The danger comes when that ratio is off. A study published in JAMA Internal Medicine in 2016 found an association between high-dose calcium supplementation and increased cardiovascular risk. Crucially, food-based calcium did not show that risk. We want a food-first approach where these minerals arrive together, in proportion. Which brings me to the mistake I mentioned at the start. For many, breakfast is a bowl of processed cereal or white toast. This feels neutral, but it's a double hit to your heart. First, these cereals are often loaded with hidden sodium as a preservative. Second, refined carbohydrates cause a rapid spike in insulin. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirms that elevated insulin signals your kidneys to retain sodium and excrete potassium and magnesium. You are literally eating a meal that tells your body to hold on to the pressure-raising mineral and flush out the ones that relax your arteries. Here is what I recommend instead. It takes less than 5 minutes. 1. The base: plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. This is your bioavailable calcium source, delivered with protein to prevent that insulin spike. 2. The boost: 1 medium banana or a small handful of dried apricots. These are your potassium heavyweights to support the sodium-potassium pump. 3. The finisher: 2 tablespoons of raw pumpkin seeds, pepitas. 1 ounce of these seeds contains about 150 milligrams of magnesium, roughly 35% of your daily requirement in just 2 tablespoons. 1 bowl, all 3 minerals, working together before you leave the house. If you want to move away from the guesswork and follow a structured clinical roadmap, I've built a complete 30-day meal plan as part of the 30-day Blood Pressure Reset Foundation. It provides the exact mineral density recipes and the precise tracking sheets we use in our community to stabilize numbers. You can find the link in the description below. Be sure to use code HEART for 30% off. But there is one more thing. We've covered the walking reset, the isometrics, and the minerals. But seeing the science is one thing. Seeing it change a life is another. In our next video, I'm introducing you to Margaret. She was weeks away from being prescribed a 3rd medication. Her doctors were running out of options. But when she stopped approaching this piecemeal and combined these 3 protocols into one consistent system, her systolic reading dropped 22 points in just 8 weeks. I'm walking you through exactly how she structured her day and the specific moment her numbers finally began to move. If you're finding this data helpful, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm share this research with others who are struggling to get their numbers under control. Make sure to share this video with one person you care about. It could be the exact breakthrough they've been looking for. And if you want to join a community dedicated to evidence-based heart health, subscribe and turn on those notifications so you never miss a protocol. Take care of your heart. It's been working for you every minute of your life without asking for anything in return. Give it this.